You're listening to The Straight Line on MRN.com, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices, every day. And also brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Hey everybody, welcome to MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ralph Shaheen here with you. My buddy Doug Herbert is flying around the globe somewhere, so hopefully he's going to call in today. We'll see if he gets a good signal from 45,000 feet. Also, we're going to have Bob Phipps. Bob is one of the key folks over at Chevrolet. They've got a lot going on, including title sponsorship of this weekend's Chevrolet Performance U.S. Nationals. That's right, it's Big Go weekend up in Indianapolis. It's Labor Day weekend. This is the 65th running of the Big Go, and Bob's going to join us here in a little bit and talk about what's going on with Chevrolet Racing and their involvement in NHRA drag racing. And then Terry McMillen is going to call in as well. Terry, of course, the defending champion of the Top Fuel category at the U.S. Nationals. You know, Labor Day weekend, this is one of two really big motorsports events taking place on the U.S. racing calendar this weekend. Of course, Darlington with the NASCAR series. But for drag racing fans, this is the one you circle on the calendar, isn't it? The Big Go. It's a fantastic event. If you've never been, it is not just a bigger drag race. It is definitely something different and something you need to experience. And we're very excited to be getting into Big Go racing weekend and start talking about that. It is also this week Bojangles Week here at MRN as we get ready for the Darlington portion of the Labor Day weekend for the Bojangles Southern 500. Now, you can head to Bojangles for a Cajun filet biscuit with their new pimento cheese for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop at Bojangles. It's bow time, y'all. And there's a real good chance that maybe that's where Herbert's at. Knowing him and his love of food, he might have landed that plane somewhere where he saw a Bojangles sign and is grubbing up on that. So the U.S. National is getting ready to get going. Bob Phipps, Terry McMillen going to be joining us here. We're just getting started. Stay with us for more coming your way here on MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey race fans, it's Ralph Shaheen, and like you, I have a huge passion for racing. With the most in-depth features on racers, series, and events, no one covers racing better than America's original motorsports publication, Speed Sport. Get your subscription to Speed Sport magazine today at speedsport.com.
Protect your engine with 5 parts of Castrol Edge full synthetic motor oil and a Wix filter for just $33.99. Plus, get a $15 gift card after mail-in rebate. You can also earn bonus O Rewards points on Castrol Edge motor oil products right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I have big news.
That Bojangles is now adding melty cheddary pimento cheese to their Cajun filet biscuit?
Yeah. Bojangles made the perfect biscuit even perfecter. How did you know?
You're eating one right now.
Good point.
Two Southern greats that taste great together. Try Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit with our new pimento cheese. Only here for a limited time. Bojangles. It's bow time, y'all.
Welcome back to the Straight Line presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ralph Shaheen here with you as we get ready for the Big Go this weekend, the 65th running of it. And joining us on the line right now is the guy who won the 64th edition of the Big Go. Terry, welcome to the show.
Hey, great. Thanks. I appreciate it very much. Good talking to you and good to be on the show as all. Love all your fans.
Yeah, man. Well, it's great to have you on here. So, Terry, tell me a little bit about what the pressure is like. Not just the normal final round, is it, when you're in the final round of the U.S. Nationals?
It's just amazing. It was almost like, it was so surreal because at that point in time, no one ever expected us to be there. And honestly, I knew that, Rob can tune the car very well. We could do a great job with the car. But, to be able to go out there and outrun all these other teams that have, the ability, the multi-crew chiefs, was just a compliment to our team because, we're just a single car team and just, Rob's the crew chief and he's the one that calls the shots. There's no co-crew chief or anything like that. So the whole entire team did a great job, and they did a good job of making sure that I stayed nice and cool and calm about everything going into the final round. I knew that we had a good car and, they put their heart and soul in it to make it work. And, man, believe it or not, we were fortunate enough to win that. And it's still just an incredible day. And I still have to pinch myself every once in a while just to believe it.
Well, that's a victory that never leaves you, right? I mean, it's like winning the Daytona 500, the Indy 500. The U.S. Nationals is the same way. Once you win that, you are forever introduced as a U.S. Nationals winner, correct?
Absolutely. And what's really incredible about it is that you look back in history and you look at all the great names that have raced in our sport for many, many years and never won the U.S. Nationals. And then you look at the current people that are still running today and that have never won the U.S. Nationals. It's just a privilege to be there and an honor, but more than anything, it was just the biggest dream come true, that Rob and the team we were able to just bask in that time and enjoy it. And, man, you can never replace that feeling.
It's not the only career win you have, but did you feel a different sense of respect when you walked into the pit area the next round, the next weekend?
You did, because it was just everybody, every race team, every crew member coming up to you, telling you congratulations. It's the fans, just the long line of fans that, are so loyal to our sport that just made it a humbling year, to be honest. I mean, every race we went to was always, fans and other races just, still complimenting you on the U.S. Nationals win. So it's a really just an amazing feeling. And now we got the job and task to go out there and try to see if we can repeat this thing. And, we did a little bit of testing coming in here. And I'll tell you what, if Rob has it his way with the car, the way it responded in the testing, I think we're going to have a good car to really make a good chase at this.
Now, did you stay over and test in Brainerd, or did you come down to Indy? Because we've heard some doing either or.
Yeah, we stayed in Indy. We went to Indy and tested. We didn't do Brainerd. It's a track we're going to run on, and it was just so happened to be looking at the forecast that the weather conditions during our testing was the same or is what they're calling for this week. So we were able to make some passes and just, gather data. It was an NHRA prep track. So all being equal, it should be a really great weekend. I think there's 21 top fuel cars here this weekend. And certainly, 20 of them don't want us to be there, but, that's their job. And that's my job is to make sure that we are there. So we're going to give it everything we have. And like I said, it's just an amazing deal. And it's just amazing. It'll be amazing the rest of my life because that's just a win that you can't replace. I mean, I got married the weekend before, and then the following weekend we won Vegas, which was an amazing day and awesome. But winning Indy, there's nothing better. Nothing.
Well, now that you've won Indy, you come into this year's event as the reigning champ. So obviously there are some people looking at you like, okay, this is the guy. But do you still see yourself like that, or do you feel like you're still an underdog this weekend?
I always feel like we're an underdog to an extent. When you got multi-car teams that have the data that they have, and it's definitely a disadvantage. But, I think for sure the work ethics of our team, the attention to detail, has made a difference. We started out the year at game busters, and then we just ran into some clutch issues, and we have found ourselves again now, and the car's starting to go down the track, and if we can just capitalize on what we have going for us, it should be a great weekend, and we should be able to go a bunch of rounds. And certainly, Amlin Oil and all of our marketing partners want us to do just that. They want to celebrate with us.
I was looking through some of the stats here of how your year has gone and how you stacked up against some of your competition. Unfortunately, Steve Torrance seems to have had your number, but that's no big deal. He's had everybody's number this year, right? But he really has. But you've got a few other people. For example, Leah Pritchett, you've won more against her than she has against you. You've beaten Proc. You've trailered Lagana. Worm, you've put away a few people, Massey as well. The one who you really seem to have the best shot at is Richie Crampton. You've won 3 and only lost 2 to him. What's the difference there? Why do you seem to have his number?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's just any given race day. It's tough. It's just tough on race day. Conditions are usually a little bit different, and and then again, it just all boils down to Rob Whalen and his due diligence, to reading the track and looking at records and figuring out what we have to do to get it down the track. We don't race the car in the other lane. We have to race the track. That's all we know, and he usually is spot on making those calls, and he gives us a car. And so, I think we can have anybody's number on any given day. We proved it last year in winning Indy and that. But, it's a whole new race. And there's, like I said, there's 20 other cars out there that want to do something different with us not being in the winner's circle, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're 10th in the point standings. It's not double points this weekend, but it's pretty good. It's, what, a point and a half as far as the points go?
Yeah, it's 1.5, and it's just been a tough year. We finished last year really strong, and up until we got to the playoffs, and then we kind of tanked a little bit going into the playoffs, and we vowed to peak a little bit earlier and do a better job. But we just found some major clutch issues that went on with the car. We changed that after in Brainerd, and we still didn't have a good handle on it. Then we went testing, and we brought it into the realm where it needs to be to make our car run down the track, consistently fast and be a threat to everybody. And if you look at it, the power rankings, I think we're the 3rd quickest car going down the track on an average. And then you look at reaction time, and I think we're the 3rd, and then the 3rd in reaction time. So, it's while our performance hasn't shown that we have that type of ability in car, numbers don't lie. So it's just a matter of both of us getting on the same page, the car and I and Rob, and just going out there and making it happen.
What's the biggest thing this rest of these other 20 cars have to fear about you this weekend that maybe they're not thinking about as they go into the race this weekend?
Well, the one thing they can count on, we're going to go down the track. We're going to make a race of it no matter how it goes. And, so they know that when they line up in the other lane, they have to bring their A game. And everybody that we've lost to this year has pretty much brought their A game. When we lost to them in the first round, just because they knew that they had to, do something different than what, they had been doing all weekend. So not that we're, the top car to beat. Obviously you got Steve Torrance, who's got a great hot rod, but right now our focus is just going out there, doing what we normally do, try not to let the race, get to us, and just go out there and try to go rounds, put ourselves in this top 10, lock us in here so that we have an opportunity to go into the countdown. Because, the next biggest thing on the list, on our bucket list, is to win the championship. And so if you're in it, you can do it. And, whether we start from 10th or 9th, we won Indy from the 13th spot last year. So, anything's possible.
So is it really not a spot that you're too worried about as far as qualifying goes to get on the ladder? Like you said, you won it from 13th. So I guess you feel like you can do it from just about anywhere then?
Well, I think any car can, but I just know that, when we've won races, it's not because we qualified 1, 2, or 3 or in the top 5, we try to average in the top 8 and so that you have lane choice. But, Indy's a really good track, and it's, it's pretty consistent in both lanes. So, here I'm not saying lane choice is the factor, going to be the factor this year. I think it's going to be a tuner's race and a driver's race. Everybody's got to do their job. Tuners got to put the right setup in the car. Drivers got to leave the starting line on time. And if those combinations work, you're going to get some round wins.
You going to sleep better on Sunday night than you did maybe a year ago, knowing that you can win this event?
I think it's just been the hype all week, knowing that we're coming into Indy, it's, the energy and just not being able to sleep really well right now at all. So, Monday night, whatever the outcome is, I'll finally crash probably as well as the team and Rob, and then we'll regroup going into the countdown and see what happens from there.
What is it that keeps you up at night? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about it as a driver? Are you thinking about it for setups? What do you worry about?
Everything, I look at it. I'm the business owner, so it's always the parts thing. I'm looking at, figuring money and parts and then making sure that Rob has the tools he needs to do his job. And certainly, how do I make myself better? How do I make myself quicker on that starting line than what I already am? And what do I got to do to keep pushing to the next level? And And so it's all those things. It's just, you think about every scenario. You think about driving the car down the track and the parachute's not coming out and using the brakes to stop the car, versus the parachutes. So you think about everything. You run everything, every scenario through your head before before you even get in the car for the first lap.
Well, the one thing you do have on your side is history, Terry McMillen. You are the reigning U.S. Nationals champion. Best of luck to you this weekend. Thanks for joining us here on the Straight Line.
Thanks, Ralph. I really appreciate it. And again, thanks for everybody having us on there. And fans, we love you, man. Thanks for following the show. Thank you.
Okay, buddy. Good luck this weekend. We're going to be right back with more
bye.
Straight Line.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
NHRA drag racer Doug Herbert here to talk about safe driving. In early 2008, my two sons were killed in a car accident that was caused by speed and inexperience. After the accident, I learned that over 6,000 teenagers each year are killed in car accidents, so I formed a nonprofit organization called Brakes. Brakes stands for Be Responsible and Keep Everyone Safe. Please visit our website at putonthebrakes.org to learn more about responsible driving and what you can do to keep our roads safe.
It's O'Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts, where you can earn bonus points on more than 250 offers. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store today or browse through our offers at O'ReillyAuto.com, where you can earn double points shopping online. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Welcome back. MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Wrapping up the show this week. And, our friends at Hercules Tire, we've been talking to you about this quite a bit here on the show. They're giving away a free set of tires every month. It's very easy to register to see if you can win a pair. All you have to do is go to HerculesTire.com/MRN, fill it out, and you might have a chance at winning a free set of tires. I know I just had a bias at myself, so free would be a really good deal when it comes to a free set of Hercules tires. The other thing you might want to know about is ticket sales, because we are now ready for the countdown and the run to the championship. It all wraps up at, of course, Pomona at the end of the year at the finals out there. So make sure you go and sign up to get yourself some tickets. All you have to do to win those, or buy those, I should say, go to NHRA.com, click on the red ticket tab in the top right corner, and get yourself set up for some tickets. Of course, plenty of time still to get some seats for the racing this weekend, the Chevrolet Performance U.S. Nationals, because don't forget, main race day for that is on Monday. So a lot of opportunity still to get out to the racetrack and catch that action. Then we start getting into the countdown. And, of course, we're going to be headed to the Mopar Express Lane NHRA Nationals presented by Pennzoil, and then the AAA Insurance NHRA Midwest Nationals over there at Gateway. Those are coming up as we work our way into September. So a lot of racing yet to go, and really some of the most intense racing of the season coming up. As we talk now about red light, green light, the red light is going to be a pretty obvious one. We'll get to that here in just a minute. The green light is really kind of cool. It is going to be Warren Johnson and Greg Anderson as part of the U.S. Nationals weekend up in Indianapolis. They're going to run a pair of equally prepared Chevy Camaro SS machines in a back-to-school match race. Of course, two of the absolute legends in pro stock racing. And we saw Warren already earlier this year win the deal over at the Gator Nationals with the pro stock guys. So this is going to be kind of cool. It's all part of NHRA announcing how they're going to celebrate the 50 years of the pro stock category. So that's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on this weekend. On the red light side, you probably heard the news earlier this week of the tragic passing of a good friend of all of ours in the industry, Jesse Combs. Jesse was making a run at trying to become the world's fastest lady. in a land speed record pass in Oregon. And sadly, we lost Jesse. So from all of us here at MRN's The Straight Line, we certainly send our thoughts, our prayers, our condolences, and Godspeed to Jesse. We certainly will be keeping Jesse in our thoughts. At this time, Jesse, we're all thinking of you and your family.